Hi everyone, continuation of my video. Um, I did take a quick video of the North Star, um, which represents the birth of Jesus for me, because it was the shining star that led the three wise men, or magi, and the shepherds to Jesus. Um, but my Samsung phone, it's not like my former Pixel phone, where I can switch from one thing that I'm trying to take a video of and myself. Anywho, I wasn't going to do this video tonight because I'm trying to be better about going to bed earlier, like before the next day. But I wanted to share something with everyone. Until today, for the past probably just about 2 weeks, I have pretty much battled my depression again, and there's people walking behind my husband's car. Oh well, whatever. Yeah, my husband's car stinks. The one time I wish he had left his keys in the car. He didn't, but anyways, moving on. So anyways, my name is Tiffany, and I have an eating disorder. I have major depression and anxiety, PTSD. I'm a germaphobe. Not as bad as I used to be, but that's for another story, for another time. And at times, OCD. My husband would say more than sometimes. But anyways, this is serious. So my depression was, for the most part, I'd say, more manageable and better, and everything. And it stopped being manageable for the most part since my world, my love, after Jesus, Buttercup, passed away in July. And it was 3 days, literally, after my granddaughter, Layla Marie, was born. And I was actually down in Massachusetts at my daughter's when my husband called to tell me that there was something seriously wrong with Buttercup. So Mama Bear, this girl, sped from the Cape area to the seacoast area of New Hampshire. And when I say I sped, I sped. Mama Bear is in this frame of mind where she needs to protect her baby and be there. And it is so true. I can't tell you how many times I've said it and I've gone through it, that when you're emotional, even sometimes when you're really happy and excited, your emotions can affect your driving. I was so beyond focused because I didn't really see anything around me. And I'm so grateful that there were no cops, because I was doing close to 80 on the main highway because I didn't care. I was desperate and my baby needed me. And we're gonna just move past that. So he ended up dying, cardiac arrest. He had had seizures that day. He was fine July 7th, the day I left to go to be with my daughter for the birth of my granddaughter, Layla. And July 10th, which is a month to the day, and I realized this today, after my husband and I, our wedding anniversary, and 2 days before the major motorcycle accident that we had had in 2012. So 2012, July 12th, major motorcycle accident, really serious. June 10th, 2017, we're married. July 7th, 2025, Layla Marie was born. And July 10th, 2025, I lost the second love of my life. my world. And I feel bad when I say that because Jesus is supposed to be my world and Him only. And it says in His word, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all of thy heart, with all of thy mind, with all of thy strength, and with all of thy soul." God and Jesus are supposed to be our first and only true love. It's not that they tell us that, it's what we should want to do because of all that they've done for us. So anyways, I'm not going to get into Buttercup's death. I will say it was the first time in my life that I've hated people. I hated that emergency center with a passion for months. With months. 4 months, I should say. And I've had horrible, cruel, evil stuff done to me, my kids, and never hated the person, hated what happened, because God does not call us to hate people, not even our enemies. And maybe there's a level or an extent to where maybe, I don't know. I'm still growing and learning, but I seriously hated the emergency room vet and her assistant. Blamed them for his death. I mean, there was a whole list of reasons where I felt that they were negligent. They didn't care enough, especially the assistant. She was just very cold in how she told us how, he died and all that. It was just, yeah, again. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is for two reasons. For the past almost 2 weeks, I have pretty much woken up every day wanting to give up and having that feeling all day and into the night. I remember a few days ago, just as soon as I woke up and tried to get out of bed, it was, I just don't want to bother. What's the point? I just don't freaking care anymore. And that's how I've been feeling for the past 2 weeks. And I have had suicide issues before. And what's really messed up about mental health, and then you add grief, but mental health alone, what people don't understand that don't deal with it or don't have a loved one that deals with it, it just, I don't know, it's hard to explain at times. It really is. It's just like, you can get good news, things can be going fine, I'm not talking about, you win the mega bucks or anything like that, but you could be having no problems in your life and it just can hit you like a Mack truck, like out of nowhere. Everything could be going good, blah, 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 and bam, you're depressed. Or, double, triple whammy, and you're ready to jump off a cliff out of nowhere. Well, at least those are my experiences. And then there's the times when you get really good news, and bam, here comes that Mack truck again. Or the double, triple whammy truck, the convoy, the tandem. And last week is a prime example. I found out that my granddaughter was moving back home to New Hampshire, and she had been moved earlier in the year, and it crushed me. Yeah, beyond crushed me, because I know there's the whole empty nest syndrome, and things change, people change, life changes, all that. Yeah, changes. Yeah. That's another story for another time too. Anywho, so that was the beginning of my year. Completely, sucked. Sorry. I don't swear, but I do say things like that sometimes. And it just started off my year bad. It just, I've been used to seeing my kids, minus my daughter Cassie, unfortunately, because she lives over in the Sunshine State, which is California, not Florida. Just saying. Anywho, so I don't get to see her that much, and it does bother me. But with Brooke and, and my other grandkids and everything, I've just been so used to seeing them whenever. So when she went from only being an hour and a half, depending on traffic and depending on, you know, weather and stuff, it would take me anyways between an hour and a half to 2 hours to go see her. And then she moved to another state, which would have been 7 hours. So with my mental health and everything else, it always got in the way with me being able to have that quality time anyways, and quantity, at times when they would be here. And then she left. There's just all these other changes. Stevie Nicks song, look it up. I'm afraid of changes. I've been afraid of changes. Sorry, there's my voice all scratchy and everything. Anyways, that song's just been in my head and my heart lately. So I find out she's coming back. Wicked excited. It was like the best news I could have ever gotten this year. And I was so happy. And I'm thinking about how she must feel, her boyfriend, her friends, my daughter, her siblings over here. She was moved to another state where she really didn't have anybody but her stepmom and her dad and one brother. Anyways, again, too personal. But anyways, moving on. So I'm going to have to continue this on another video because I don't know how Substack and Threads work. So